Does hard work, patience, and integrity pay off for creators? I mean, yeah, I guess you can say that it does, but you may not like the journey that you have to go on before you finally start to see a return on your investment. Today, I want to talk about Domo Senpai, an anituber who covers Gachiakuta and Kagurabachi. Domo is a fantastic creator. They have about 8,000 subscribers, and that's a great number. We want to get him to 10K though before the end of the summer, so please give him a sub. But the reason why I want to talk about him is because last night he posted a video on his channel talking about how he wasn't invited to an upcoming Anime Expo to talk about Gachiakuta's impending anime adaptation. Those of you who have been subscribed to me for a minute, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Gachiakuta. As much as I think K-Urana has talent, I think for a manga that has run for 100 chapters, there should have been a lot more progress and development with the story. I think there are a lot of low quality chapters, but that's not here or there. I have a upcoming Gachiakuta series review video. Maybe I'll post that at some point later this week or so. But today I want to talk about why it's so difficult to be a content creator for niche series like these. Domo has been covering Gachiakuta for the past 2 years. When Gachi first came out, there were a lot of big name anitubers who covered it and said it was next up. It was going to be the next big battle shonen. And it's crazy because these fucking cap artists, 2 years later, there are only 2 content creators on the platform that talk about Gachiakuta on a regular basis. Domo and yours truly. Now, while I think my approach to reviewing Gachi is very different than Domo's, it's coming from someone who doesn't ever drop manga and who looks at it from a very realistic normie standpoint. He offers a very thorough, in-depth viewpoint of the series with theory crafting, some power scaling, but also really understanding the approach of a series and how K-Urana develops her world and her characters. I think that's extremely valuable from a content creator perspective. There aren't that many ongoing manga that have a creator who is so attached to a series and gives it such respect like Domo does for Gachiakuta, and I think that's great. It reminds me of old school Anitube. What frustrates me though is that he wasn't invited to Anime Expo for this panel. Instead, they went with the anime man as a host. Now, look, I fuck with Joey heavy. He's a pillar for our community and, I really like his content. But at the same time, I would have loved to have seen Domo be the person to talk about Gachiakuta to a North American audience. I get it. The anime man is a homogenous creator. They're very big, they're normie, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have extremely normie tastes myself. But a series like Gachi, especially after the last few years, seeing it kind of lose its social media presence, it would have been great to get the only creator who looks at it positively on a week-by-week basis. Domo Senpai has put in so much work over the years to really push this series, whether it's coloring in panels or reviewing the chapters and going really deep into the lore, or even having videos that focus on the characters or K-Urana's past as an assistant on Fire Force. That's a lot of detail that people don't really pick up on when it comes to getting into a new manga. Having a sort of creator that is super into the intricacies of his series is someone who you want to have be the host of a series that's coming over. And to be completely honest, as much as I do enjoy elements of Gachiakuta, I don't think very highly of the series. I think it has a lot of shortcomings. And yeah, there are some great aspects to it, but for me, the other creator on the platform, to look at it from such a negative light often and get views that are similar to what Domo would get, it's even frustrating for me. I don't care if Gachi gets more popular or gets worse. I just want to see manga get better overall, and I want to see the Anitube community continue to grow. I feel like we don't really foster our creators that need a little bit of a push. The ones who are actually genuinely interested in a series and they're not just clout chasing. I look at some of the bigger accounts and none of them cover Gachi at all. They spoke about it when it was getting an anime adaptation. They spoke about it when it first came out as a manga, and then Mandem never picked it up again. which is so frustrating. The reaching into heaven arc I thought was an exceptionally high point in manga, and even though I didn't like what came before or after, I think it's definitely worth being spoken about. No one else was talking about it. So it just seems like a weird direction for Anime Expo to go and want the anime man to cover Gachiakuta. In my eyes, an anituber shouldn't cover a series just because they think they can get something out of it. But when you have an anituber who covers a particular series for over 100 videos, that's someone who's very dedicated. That's not just a fan, that is a martyr, and martyrs should definitely be recognized. I don't think there really is a future for anitubers that put in so much effort the way Domo does. Even with me and my Gachi videos, a lot of the engagement is coming on videos that are like 1-2 years old. People still comment on them. They share it with their friends. So there's value in my approach to doing things, but I also don't want to be doing panels for these series. I came back from Anime North last month, and I think a lot of the people who do panels, it's just based off of a name recognition. They don't really know what they're talking about. They don't bring that much to the table. They don't have a unique perspective like Domo does. And it's really frustrating because like I'm seeing this happen IRL with my job. I work in UGC marketing, and a lot of the creators who are blowing up during the pandemic, they've stagnated or fallen off. And it's because the big corporals don't really pay them a lot of attention. If you have a brand that extends past whatever your niche is, obviously that's a good thing and you'll get recognized. But those who are focused on one niche and who are really passionate about it, it seems that they always get forgotten. It's like their content only exists to be used as resource material for the larger creators. And then the larger creators are the ones that are getting the paychecks. They're the ones that are getting recognition from all the corpos. And that's so fucking frustrating. Anime used to be about the otaku. And yeah, it's great that normies are coming into it now. But if you gentrify every single aspect of anime and manga, whether it's on YouTube or on social media platforms or it's at conventions, then you're not really going to see certain series grow. Gachiakuta is the sort of series that doesn't need the anime man to really push it. It needs a Domo Senpai, someone who has been following the series for years, someone who, through thick and thin, really believes in what they're reading. And the fact that they're not getting recognized kind of does piss me off. Maybe it's the lack of visibility. I do believe that Domo should do some face cam stuff. Maybe it's the fact that he only has so many subscribers, so who's really going to come to the panel, right? People will come to see Joey talk at a panel, even if it's about the most obscure manga out there, because it's Joey. People trust his opinion and they like his personality. The thing is, Domo, I think, has an equal amount of pull. It's just not really being recognized. A lot of the positions of powers at these corporals, they're terrible evaluators of talent. I mean, like, no hate, but after what I saw at Anime North and seeing some of the people who ran their own panels, there's no scrutinizing, you know, that they don't really care. It's just about name recognition. Oh, this guy has like, 50K, 70K, 100K, subscribers on this platform and the followers on this platform. Let's get them in and they can talk about whatever the fuck that they want. That doesn't always work though, especially as audiences become more savvy to media. Domo Senpai would have been a fucking home run, bro. There was no reason why this dude didn't get called out to participate in Gachiakuta's anime promotion. In fact, there's no reason why he shouldn't actively be promoting Gachiakuta on the North American side. I would love to see Kodansha really look at who is paying attention to this series, who is really trying to push this series, and help them a bit. Put a little bit of money behind them. Help really push them and advertise the series, you know? There are a lot of great series in Weekly Shonen Magazine. Gachiakuta is one of them, but the way I see Domo speak about it, he's not just looking for the next big thing that he thinks will be a hit with his audience and to grow his follower count. He genuinely wants more people to know about Gachiakuta. The same way he's pushing Kagurabachi right now, I would like to think that there are more anitubers like him who genuinely care about a series, but I also need to see Shueisha, Kodansha, Shogakukan really see what we're doing and elevate us. Me, For all of my negative views on Gachiakuta, for all of my lowbrow jokes that I make about that series, there's no reason why my videos should be getting just as much, if not more views than his. That's frustrating. And watching his video, I completely understood where he was coming from as well, right? There's nothing wrong with putting in hard work for something that you love, but to not even be recognized or mentioned at all, it's like, come on, man, who's really paying attention here? I know Kodansha is aware of Domo. I know that for a fact, actually. Them not reaching out to him, anime conventions not reaching out to him to get him on board, just shows how out of touch these corporals are. I really hope come 2025 that Domo does get his shine with this series. He definitely deserves it. I don't know what more he has to do to really get his name out there, but if this video can do anything, is to subscribe to him. Follow his content, follow him on Twitter, engage with him. He's an excellent creator and he's someone who's very honest about this series too. I'm going to be watching how he develops over the next few months and see if there is any traction with him getting in with Kodansha to help push Gachiakuta, because I don't think there's anyone else aside from me that really talks about this series on the platform in such a lengthy way. And there is still value with that. I do think there are anitubers that really bring a lot to the table when it comes to talking about certain manga, especially before they become anime. So yeah, I don't know. This is just a bit of a rant. I'm going to put up my Gachiakuta series review in maybe about a week or so. I'm really looking forward to that though, because I reread Gachiakuta for the 4th time now, and I still don't like this series. But I do like Domo Senpai.